Hello lovelies and welcome to this week's video. This week we will be talking about Lughnasadh or Lammas, which is the upcoming holiday on the pagan wheel of the year. Oh, you can't see my pagan wheel of the year, but I have it above the willows. Anyways, so it's the first of 3 harvest holidays, celebrations in the pagan wheel of the year. It happens at sunset on July 31st until all of August 1st. Most pagans and Wiccans only celebrate on August 1st, but many still do both. So the old ways was that it might be celebrated as the first fruit of harvest begin to ripen and in our own garden or farms. And that's still true to today. So like myself, if you have a garden and you've planted thyme and rosemary and all this kind of stuff, right now or within the past few weeks, the first big harvest really starts to come out. Like, we just got all our cucumbers, all my kale's ready, etc. So that's something that's both old and new. It originated in Ireland due to the god Lugh, who was the king of the Tuatha de Danann. I can always read, but it's really hard for me to pronounce some things for some reason. So that is just about the people of the goddess Danu and who followed her, and he was the king of those people. So Danu is associated with water, earth, fertility, victory, among other things, but those are the main ones. Lugh is associated with craft and warcraft and is eventually correlated to the Roman god Mercury. So he's like the Celtic version of Mercury. So yeah. It once was also used as a popular time for couples who wanted to test out if their marriage would work. So they would get hand-fasted, married, the pagan way of getting married. That's the type of celebration. And it would last 1 year and 1 day. And it'd be like a temporary and test it out. And then if it worked, then they would have a permanent marriage. Later on, what ended up happening was people just used it as a day to get married in general. So, yeah. It's very interesting because now a lot of people like to have like June to August, like summer weddings. So it's kind of funny or interesting. The story of Carmen is also associated, which I will have a link below to just not take up a lot of time because I really wanted to talk about altar and ritual type things that you can do in feasts and celebrations. As well as the history with the Germanic and Danish tribes that eventually came in, the Anglo-Saxons. That is where the name Lammas comes in, and Christianity kind of has an influence in which they eventually kind of just joined together, and that's where like the bread feast and all that kind of came in. And I'll have like a little history linked below associated with that. So it is now used for protection magic and potluck festivals, for harvest, union and sacrifice, gratitude, protection. I already said protection. I'm going to say protection a lot, so sorry. You know me. If you watch my channel, you know how I get. And mystery. It's feast festivals, basically. Okay, so the focuses for Lammas or Lughnasadh is gratitude, abundance, prosperity, which is pretty much almost the same thing, reflection, self-reflection, like for growth, strength, honoring ancestors, communicating the dead and your ancestors, and just a lot of gratitude and givings and such to the gods and the goddesses. So that's the focuses for rituals and spell work. Also, some use it as a time for using love and to try and harvest love that they've been working on. So if you've been working on a relationship and fixing it, or some sort of love magic throughout the wheel of the year, this would be when you're trying to kind of get it to bring to harvest, the first steps. Alright. So, deities. We already talked about Danu and Lu, because those are like the main ones. Artemis slash Diana, Apollo, Thor, Isis, or Osiris, Demeter, uh, Hecate, Hathor, Thoth, Loki are among many deities that are worshipped on this day. But of course, Danu and Lu are the main ones, especially if you're into Celtic paganism and Wicca, etc. So now on to for altars, feasts, rituals, celebrations, correspondence, things. Alright, first colors. Yellow, brown, gold, and green. Which is obvious because it's first harvest. But yet it's still it's sunny, but harvest. So it's going to have that mix. Herbs, blackberry, basil, rosemary, bay, fennel, and garlic. Man, do I got some fennel drying out for all of y'all, and some basil and bay. Just putting that out there. Alright, trees, apples, hazelnut, oak, and holly. So if you're going to put some wood from some trees or whatever on your altar or used within your rituals or feasts, celebrations, those are them. Flowers that can be used for incense or offerings or just as decor for all of the above. Marigold, poppy, sunflower, aster, cornflower, and rose. Crystals, citrine, onyx, oh, I love onyx, quartz, carnelian, topaz, aventurine, and peridot. Incense to be used, patchouli, cinnamon, dried thyme, rose, and sandalwood. It's best if you get all of it like as dried and harvested from your own garden or farm, but if not, obviously it's understandable. We are in the 21st century. Not all of us are hedge witches, forest witches. Alright. So next is food and drinks associations. Recipes involving apples, which is also going to be for Mabon, which I did my Mabon one last year. Mabon was like my first big like Sabbat video. So I'm gonna be so excited to make another one. But moving on. So apples, corn, various types of breads, squash, potatoes, nuts, berries, wines, and cider. Apple cider, obviously. I do have a special Mabon apple cider recipe, but I'm gonna save that for Mabon. I was thinking maybe I'll just link that or put that below like I did for Mabon, but no, that's for Mabon. But alright, you do have some time. You have almost a week. If you want to get some really awesome recipes and learn more of the history and other things, I got some good idea books for you. You can get them in time if you order them from Lowen's, and you can get them in time if you have Amazon Prime, because obviously that will be 2 days. So those recommendations are, listen, oh my god, now I was almost not going to be able to say it, Lughnasadh, from the Sabbat series from Luluwen. You can get this on Amazon, you can get it on Luluwen's site. I have like all of them, all the different Sabbats. I'd recommend getting this. It has everything. It says celebrate the beginning of the season of abundance, and it has rituals, recipes, lore, spells, divinations, crafts that you can make, correspondence, invocations, prayers, and meditations. So I highly recommend getting each one for each Sabbat of theirs. They also have a book that's like on all the Sabbats, but it's not as detailed as this. So highly recommend. I'm also going to put one bread recipe link below, but the best recipes come from the books that I'm showing you right now. I'm just saying. And then the other one is The Kitchen Witch. Alright? So this book is just an essential in general, and it has stuff for each of the 8 Sabbats. recipes, lotions, herbs, potions, seasonal celebrations, foods, and correspondence as well. I think it's very, very awesome book to get. So, like I said, both you can get in time if you want to get all the recipes and ideas for rituals, because both have rituals, like full rituals for when you do your circle, as well as celebration feast ideas. So, that is my video for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I will put links to both books as well below for, from the Lowland site as well as Amazon, depending on how quick you want to get them when you're watching this. And then for my business side notes, 1 week left on my 50% off on tarot readings. It lasted from the last Sabbat until this coming Sabbat. Amazing. Also, if you purchase a zodiac potion, including the custom one based on your full chart, you get a crystal for free that has correspondence relation to your zodiac sign. I also have a new magical newsletter out that I will be putting out newsletters twice a week. They're more like blogs. Well, not all of them, but one a week will be. So yeah, I'll have the link to subscribe for that below. If you have not yet, please subscribe. If you've liked this video, please like and press the notification bell and all the great stuff. All my links are below. You know the drill. I love you all and have a great Sabbath. Alright, see you next time.